I mean, we are in the presence of a celebrity right now. This is
We are.
She did the Super Bowl commercial with Bill Murray and Jeep.
That's it right there.
This is it. This is the one that started it all.
You planned that.
No, I didn't, but yeah, that's cool.
Could we be in line for something funny to come out of the mouth?
Just might happen. What a little cute.
She's the best.
Everyone deserves to feel their best. Everyone deserves to move their best and not have pain.
I'm a little upset that Ben got like 2 inches taller because he's already tall, dark, and handsome enough.
Culture is something we think about like all the time at Shrookies. You know, we're all coming from different cultures.
Our comments have exploded
through the roof.
So there you go. Hey, welcome back. Another episode of Lancaster Connects here every Monday at 2 o'clock live on LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube. Happy to be here with you. Feels like, are we back to get, were we solo last week?
We were together last week.
We were together.
We were talking about your jump shot form.
Oh, that's right.
Were you on the court at all today or this week?
No, I
practicing. No,
I saved that brilliance for
fall. I see. We're getting there.
Basketball is a fall winter sport
I
for
got you.
high school athletics.
Yeah, you're right.
I show the youngins what's up.
Right. You don't. Time. Yeah. They don't get to be graced on the court in the summer.
Right. I'm like NFL players right now with preseason. Just let everybody else do the thing, and
then you show up,
come in, and
I got
lay it up and score. So
hey, you used a basketball term with layup. That was pretty good.
Yeah. It's about the extent of it. But it is that change of seasons, right? We got football season right around the corner.
Somebody said college starts this weekend.
College starts this weekend. I was talking with my son's girlfriend. She's going up to Penn State, Maine, and she was telling me about all the things that go into student tickets, which I didn't know this. It's a lottery system. Not all students are guaranteed tickets.
You would think if you go there, but there's like how many thousands of kids that go there, and the stadium only holds so many, right?
Well, the stadium holds like 110,000.
True.
But only a sliver of the stadium gets the big student section.
Yeah.
Gotta have those other seats for all that big money. That's right.
I was in the student section one time in like 1997, and it was an amazing experience.
Yeah.
It's loud.
Yeah.
Very loud.
Penn State knows how to do college football.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
There's some other colleges that not so much.
No,
Penn State
true.
knows how to do it. But it is change of seasons, right? We got back to school right around the corner. So if your kids have been up all night playing video games, maybe now's a good time to start to wean them into
proper bedtime.
You've probably seen that reel. It's Ron Burgundy, what my kids sound like at 2 a.m. on their video games. Yep. Right? Like all that stuff. You've not seen that reel?
No.
Oh, you have to see that reel. It's fantastic.
I'm sure Chris will play it for us.
Yeah, it's Ron Burgundy from Anchorman.
Yeah.
Doing his gibberish, which was in the movie. And then a parent's like, this is what my kids sound like with their headsets on playing video games.
That's funny.
And they're like, it's like little screams and outbursts. I didn't do it any justice at all.
Well,
but yes, it was pretty funny. Real point being, it is back to school season. So a few things, right? We got change of schedule coming up. Sleep is important. Been reading some schools have adjusted their schedules.
Like to wake up later?
To get to school later.
Interesting.
There's a lot of science around that as a benefit. Of course, the science gets undermined if the kids now stay up till 4 a.m. Right. So point being, get back in that routine of things, right, as best you can. Cut out those screens. Get to bed at a regular time. Wake up at a regular time. Everybody will be happier come Monday morning when it's back to school time, and you want that picture on the front porch, right? Kids oh, I'm set to go to school, right?
Right.
Mom's like, just smile, and then you argue, and then it's a bad first day. You don't want any of that. But yeah, and it was cooler this. Ben, you were commenting it was cooler this week.
It's a little cooler. I love fall weather. And it feels like we're getting a little taste of that maybe in mid-August, which normally doesn't happen. But
that's going to tie into my sleep better tip.
And we got a little bit of rain, so things are green now. We got a lot. Actually, in the last couple of weeks, so like things are green again. It looks like May out there, as opposed to the scorched earth we had in June and July. Gosh, I think there was like a weekend or a month and a half that I didn't mow the lawn.
So this is the real.
Right.
So the overlay is this is what my kids sound like playing video games.
Yes.
5, 4.
Yep.
Have a great broadcast.
You too, darling.
That's great.
Yeah.
Oh, Ron Burgundy.
So that's that. Yeah. And if you have to have, well, not that young teenage girls can't play video games, but I have boys, and so that's what it sounds like.
It's right.
It's awful. So we just kind of let it happen and understand what it is.
Right.
So
right.
Anyway, but on the school thing, back to school and better sleep and all that good stuff. We do a program here for teachers that have students that they feel could improve their sleep, feel could use a little hand up when it comes to getting a good night's sleep. So we have our Nominate a Student program, kind of inspired by a really great McCaskey teacher who realized one of her students wasn't getting any sleep at all. It's because he was sleeping on the floor, pretty rough housing conditions. So we got that student up off the floor with a donation, and we thought, what can we do to sustain this and keep it going forward? So now we will give a really great quality pillow to any student that a teacher says needs one. We're kind of doing it on the honor system. We know teachers know their students best. And so if you're a teacher and you've got a student that can fit that need, let us know. Fill out the form, gardenersmattressandmore.com/nominate. And we'll connect. We'll get you the pillow one way or the other, whether that's you pick it up here, whether we drop it off on a delivery in the neighborhood type of thing. But we want to give back to the community, and that's one of the ways we do it. So gardenersmattressandmore.com/nominate. Nice new pillow for your student in need.
Love it. Love it.
Yep. So
it's almost guest time.
It is guest time. We always say like 5 minutes of banter, and we're at 7 minutes and 45.
It's always 7:45.
So, yeah. So without too much further ado, let's welcome Shauna Buchmoyer and Marie Olmand to the show from United Disabilities Services. Sorry, I was going to say Universal Disability Services, but that's not right. That's a mix between Universal Fitness.
I mean, kind of.
Yeah, it's the big U. United Disabilities Services. UDServices.org is the website. Ladies, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Hi, thank you for having us.
You want to kick off?
Yeah, let's kick it off. So we had UDS on the show probably a couple years ago, but we figured it was time for a refresher, and you've got some new things, new programs going on. So, Shauna, why don't you first tell us about UDS, how maybe UDS was started, and what your mission is at UDS.
So United Disabilities Services has been around for a really long time. Marie and I both came to United Disabilities Services for the Capable program, so we got that up and running. UDS as a whole serves most of Pennsylvania. I think there might be a handful of counties that we're not involved in, but we cover a lot of the area with service coordination. A lot of people have heard of the service dogs. We have intensive case management, and we have a generous resource center with just has a lot of resources for anybody who might need anything. They can call in and get some of that information that might help them. Capable is the program that Marie and I are part of, and that's with a focus on aging in place. That was developed by Johns Hopkins University in 2009, and we are bringing it locally for our community here.
Okay, wow. Can you describe a little bit more about what the Capable program is?
Yeah, so Capable stands for Community Aging in Place, Advancing Better Living for Elders. You can see why it's Capable for short. It's a mouthful. So the focus is to work with people in their home environment and make living at home as long as possible and as safe as possible, with a strong intent on fall prevention and just allowing people to be more independent in their environment. There's also a strong nursing component, which Marie can talk a little bit about too, that we just work together with the participant and have them be a good advocate for themselves.
Yeah, I'm Capable. I'm actually Marie. I am the registered nurse with the Capable program. It's very different from your traditional nursing. Our Capable program offers a lot of education, that ability for our participants and individuals, again, to be more independent in their home, to be more knowledgeable. about their diagnoses, about their medications, how to ambulate around their homes, how to use the resources they have at home to prevent from either going into the emergency room often, for them to be able to ask the right questions to their doctors. I think, when we talk about nursing, a lot of people just automatically assume we care for, which is the purpose of nursing. Whereas in our Capable program, my goal and my primary goal is simply to help those individuals become more independent and to learn more, know more about their medications, to know more about their diagnoses, what they're going through, and how to manage it. Believe it or not, a lot of people have a difficult time asking the right questions and knowing exactly what to ask their doctors, knowing how to navigate the healthcare system. So that's kind of what I'm there for. Very much like a care manager with a lot of clinical knowledge, and that clinical knowledge I offer out to the community as well.
We should mention there's like a small home improvement part of it too.
Mhm.
So any kind of small home modifications that can help somebody be more independent in their home. I know we were talking a little bit ago about some tools that people use with helping to sit and stand from surfaces, grab bars, rails, things of that nature, that we can do small purchases that make a big impact on somebody living in the home that may likely not be covered by insurance, which is the nice part about this program.
Yeah, we were talking in the pre-show about products that we brought in, poles that can be moved about in the home, don't necessarily need to be affixed to the floor or ceiling, but still have enough strength to be safe. Grab bars for cars,
Bed rails,
things like that. So yeah, the nice thing with your expertise is you're able to kind of fit holistically, I'd imagine. And maybe let's talk about that. Like, you're able to look at the person and say, here are your limitations, here's your capabilities, and here's a package of recommendations, right? Is that what I'm envisioning happens in the Capable program?
Yeah, sort of. So we work together, a lot of it. So a lot of it is the participant identifying their own struggles, and they come up with ways to help meet the goals that they identify with us. So where there is a resource, but I also do like a very comprehensive home safety assessment, and I'm a fall prevention I have my fall prevention certification. So we go through the home and we see what are some of those barriers. So if there's a lot of clutter, if there's rugs that could shift, if they need something just to make life easier for them while navigating throughout the home, like a handrail on the stairs, we just look through it from a home safety standpoint, what could be implemented to help with that. And then we work together. So we come up with ideas, the good, bad, and the ugly, and then we make decisions together on what would be appropriate for them to use in their home. And we're very fortunate. We have our own home modifications team right here at UDS. So we have an easy connection with our team that can kind of help us with things that they're the experts in as well. So it's nice to have that quick connection with them.
Yeah, so your recommendations don't just have to exist on a sheet of paper. You take them right to your team, and the family, the person themselves doesn't necessarily have to go get it, go acquire the resources. You have them all under one roof.
Yeah, it's nice because we know they're trusted people that can do this work, which sometimes isn't easy in the community. As you're getting older and aging in the community, who to trust. So it's nice that we have a team that we can trust.
We talked about the change. That's a very good point. I just want to add to it. We talked about the rain in the community and the trust. And before we got on the show, I was looking at something. We had all that rain up north in Potter County, Pennsylvania, like wiped out a big chunk of that area. And unfortunately, now you're seeing some contractors have come in, and it's already kicking off with some fraud and some issues there. So yeah, when you're in need and you're maybe not as used to technology, you're not as used to, learning how to look at or utilizing the ability to look at online reviews or reach out to a network. It's so nice to have UDS as a resourceful, trusted partner. Sorry to cut you off. I just wanted to kind of add to that.
No, that's okay.
Yeah. I noticed what we had on screen. There's some criteria. Maybe we should talk about that and kind of get that out. Because maybe people listening have a parent, an aunt, or an uncle, and they're thinking, well, UDS could be something for them, but they're unsure what that criteria is. Let's talk about that.
Certainly. So the criteria for the Capable program is 60 and older living in the community. So that would not be in your nursing facilities or assisted living, but they're in the community, apartment, home, whatever that might be. Somebody who has difficulty with at least one activity of daily living, so bathing, dressing, getting in and out of bed, going to the bathroom, toileting, things like that, or 2 instrumental activities of daily living, which is the day-to-day things that you do with meal prep, housework, things like that. Somebody who plans to stay in their home at least for the next year. Again, some of those things that we're bringing into the home to help them are permanent, so we want them to be able to use them. Somebody who is not receiving care for advanced disease. So this is like your chemo, radiation, somebody whose schedule is very difficult to fit in some of these home services. Again, when they're done, by all means, we want to get in there and help you thrive in that environment. The program itself is about 4 to 6 months. So somebody who would be around in that 4 to 6 month program, don't anticipate leaving for 2 months out of the year to go to Florida in the dead of winter because it's too cold up here. Somebody who's going to be local. We ask about hospitalizations, but that doesn't mean that it's an end all to have that less than 4. We just ask what those hospitalizations are for. Is that something we need to work on at home to keep you safe? So that way we can prevent more hospitalizations. Right now, we are in Lancaster, Lebanon, Berks, and York counties. Our hope is to expand that, but there's only 2 of us and a lot of people in these counties. So we're starting there for right now. And then if they're receiving home health care, nursing therapy, whatever that may be, we would just start after that's done. So by all means, you could refer, but we would start when that's done. Again, for a visit, like if you have a lot of people coming to the house, you don't need more to try to fill those days. That's just the program criteria, but UDS is all ages. So the resource center can connect with any age.
Yeah.
So I have a couple questions kind of related to before eligibility and after, approval into the program. So how does somebody find UDS? Is it maybe a referral from a medical facility or doctor or whatnot? So you can expand on that.
Well, first of all, they catch them on the world famous Lancaster Connect show.
Well, that's true.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's true. But beyond that, for the people that aren't, for the 2 or 3 people who aren't watching this, after you approve somebody to be part of the program, how does that process get kicked off with the person? Is there an in-home visit? And, what goes from there? Go ahead and answer those 2 if you could, please.
Go for it. Sure. So once we receive the referral, we connect with the resource center. Shauna typically makes that first phone call out to that participant or whoever made that referral. So Shauna will typically make that phone call, and then she'll go out on an initial visit to do an assessment, and then she'll follow up with 2 more visits to do her first and second occupational therapy visit. And we actually have a total of 11 visits between Shauna and myself. I have 4 and Shauna have about 7 visits that she does. And again, we kind of alternate when we go out on those visits. After her second visit, I usually go out for my first, and then so forth until we get to the last, to the final visits to see that participant.
And for referrals, they can come directly through our website at udservices.org/capable, or they can call the resource center. We've had a lot of care managers also put in referrals after they speak with people and think, hey, this might be a good program for you. They will go online and put that referral in, and then we connect from there.
Those, Marie, you were talking about the 11 visits. How long of a period of time does that take?
So that takes about 4 to 6 months. So we do our visits either every 3 weeks or every 4 weeks. We alternate. Either Shauna and I go, or Shauna will go for, let's say, if Shauna goes on the 1st of a month, then I usually follow up on the 15th, and then she'll go 3 weeks after the 1st, and I'll follow up 3 to 4 weeks after the 15th.
That's fantastic.
So it sounds like you both are very hands-on with each person that's in the program, and it's connective because it's the both of you. Is that right? That's front-facing with each person participating.
Yeah.
So we are in the home with them. I think that's the thing that we like about the program is we're literally and figuratively meeting them where they're at. We're not there to help make something better that's been an issue for 15 years, but how do we make it easier and safer?
Mhm.
Like, it might not be healed per se, but how do we make it safer?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't know how close of an analogy this is, but in February of 23, I had a knee replacement done, and there was a miscommunication between my doctor and the hospital pharmacy, and it basically for a week I was overdosing on the pain medication. I was given like double, and there was the only person in the home was the nurse for rehab. And thankfully, thank God, she was there, because after a week, it was basically thought I'm having a stroke, because I wasn't responsive. I didn't know where I was, and here we are 6 hours later in the ER, like, oh, you're taking 2 to 3 times the amount of pain medication you're supposed to. How did that start? Well, look, here's our discharge order, and it was really wrong. And
Yeah.
I didn't know any better because I was the patient. My wife didn't know any better because it was the first time. I share all that to the point of being hands-on in the home. If it wasn't for that nurse, I don't know. There might be a Ben only show here on Lancaster Connects, because it was bad.
Well, we're thankful that she caught that.
Yeah. So this is a
And
lot
you
of
all
what,
get to
what
see
I
things like
actually
that.
Correct. So that's actually a part of what I do. I do review the participants' medications, and I do take a look at their medications. Surprisingly, I've met quite a few participants who do not take their medications as prescribed. They either are taking too little, or they are doing it because they don't feel like taking their medications like they're supposed to, or they're taking too much. So definitely part of what I do is I go in, I take a look at all of their medications. I've even offered just basic medication knowledge cards to kind of help them better understand, hey, you may be feeling dizzy because of this medication. I have quite a few participants that have COPD and they're smokers. And, even though they know, smoking has something to do with the COPD, they also don't know what other options they have, or how to take their medications properly to be able to better breathe. So yes, that's definitely one of the things I would say. I see that in 90% of the participants that I see, that they're not taking their medications properly.
Yeah. As we went over that criteria list, I could see maybe some people picking this up later, hearing it, watching it, and they might see that criteria list and feel frustration. Well, I have cancer, I am on chemo and radiation, or, I don't know that necessarily my issues matched up with the one ADL and the other one that was 2. I forget what that acronym.
IADL.
Yeah. So if somebody is looking at your criteria list and they're unsure, can they still contact you through the website or the phone number? And will UDS refer them maybe? And I understand why you have that criteria, because there's already funding, there's already supports within those care, if you're in a care facility or you're already getting in-home care. Will you refer out to maybe a resource that they're unaware of?
Yes. So I would say if somebody has questions, just call anytime and put in an inquiry through the website. Our resource center knows the program very well, or Marie and I can also call. We've done that before, and just talk through the program and explain a little bit more of what those things are that we are looking at. And then if it doesn't meet, if they wouldn't meet like the criteria completely, we do have plenty of resources from our resource center that can help them too.
Yeah. And just for anybody that might be listening, that phone number we had on the screen locally was, we have 888. Oh, there it goes. 717-397-1841. Again, 717-397-1841. You can go to udservices.org as well. And we have all that on our show notes too. So whether you're picking this up on audio, on a website, on a social media link, we have all of that in our notes. Again, the site for the Capable program is udservices.org/capable. So I have another question. Obviously, our population is aging. From my view, some things that I've read and kept up on, some of that population isn't really prepared for the expenses of what in, palliative care in a facility looks like, even if you're healthy, but you just can't, maintain a complete home on your own anymore. Are you seeing that same uptick? Are you seeing needs and use of your services increase?
Yeah, I would say in general, I just read a statistic like 70% of the aging population will be over 60 by, I forget what the year is, but Pennsylvania is one of the biggest areas that people come to retire. We are, even specifically in Pennsylvania, Lancaster specifically, we're seeing that aging population increase by a lot. And sometimes they're staying in the hospitals for long periods of time until they get those resources. So that's the nice thing about this program is if we get ahead of it. So we're starting to see like a general decline. Okay, so we're seeing this. How do we get ahead of it? And that's where we can hopefully get involved and help them in the environment before it gets to a point where they can't stay there and they have to find a nursing facility. But that brings a whole new slew of challenges that not everybody wants to pursue. So then they're usually just not successful in their home environment. So we're hoping to get ahead of that with programs like this. Like United Disabilities Services wants to be seen as a key provider for the aging population in our area. And this is one of the ways we're working on that.
Yeah. And that's in a proactive way,
Right.
Which is so much nicer, so much stress, so much less stress, right? And less cost for the families, for the person. We sadly lost my father-in-law earlier this spring, and he was a planner, a saver, very in tune to his financial wherewithal, I guess is the way to say it. He passed from brain cancer, so we had ICUs to rehab hospital to hospice. And the whole way, I'm just looking like, wow, we were so grateful for his planning because his estate ultimately was very fortunate in that regard, but not many people are. So again, I would just urge, having just gone through this with an elderly parent in our family, utilize the resources that are on udservices.org and be proactive for your parents, for yourself. Yeah,
proactive is a much calmer approach. Sometimes a reactive approach, you're making decisions in the moment that if you had the time to think about and prepare for, you may have made a different decision. So it's really a good idea to be proactive in all aspects of your care and having those wishes well documented, things like that. And our resource center does have things that they can offer people as far as resources to reach out to help with some of those things if you just don't even know where to start.
Yeah, that's great. I know the program is relatively new, but Marie, are you able to share any success stories? Obviously, you don't have to name names or anything like that, but maybe you can talk
absolutely,
about
absolutely.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. You can finish asking your question.
Oh, yeah, no, it was just I'd love to hear these success stories, like somebody you've helped in the program that really benefited by the services.
Absolutely. So just to kind of, before I even start, I will share that being a registered nurse and working with the Capable program, I'm not just a nurse. I'm a social worker. So I have a little bit of background. I am a vet. I did plumbing while I was in the Navy. So I have a little bit of plumbing background as well. So I've done some plumbing as a Capable registered nurse.
One of our success stories.
It's actually one of our success stories. I was able to help one of our participants successfully, properly perform her hygiene by actually installing a bidet in her home. So I did all of the installation herself. She actually just recently reached out and asked if I could help her install a sink. But she's since graduated out of the program. So I'll help find other resources for her. I've had one of the key words that we hear a lot during the Capable program is hope. A lot of those participants are the ones that are within that gap. They're not quite ready for the nursing home, but they're also not quite independent to still be able to do the things they used to do. So I have one specific participant who shared that we've given her hope. We've given her the hope to be able to get up and do things instead of her waking up and being depressed and feeling like she can no longer do for herself. She's able to have that hope and have that motivation to do more for herself. I actually had another participant where we started helping her. She spent most of her life helping others and serving others. So to be able to get help and accept the help, because she, again, was very independent, did everything for herself. She unfortunately, she actually obtained some injuries from an accident and could no longer be as independent as she used to be. And we came in, we helped her figure out other ways to do things. It was to a point where she couldn't turn the knobs on her door, on her doors, to be able to access her home. So Shauna was able to offer different doorknobs for her to use. She couldn't open her refrigerator, so she was not eating like she used to. Shauna was able to apply a different piece of equipment to her refrigerator so she can have that access. So it's those little things where the insurance companies, they know if someone needs a stair lift. Okay, we understand you need a stair lift. You're not able to be mobile in your home. We can give you a stair lift. But the little pieces where someone can't flush their bathroom, or they can't open their refrigerator, or they don't have enough tools to cut up their vegetables to eat and to cook at home. So these are the little things we're able to see in their homes. Again, hope. They have hope. That's the success story. That's the success keyword. It's hope. We give them hope.
Yeah,
I know I kind of went along a bunch of different stories, but
no, as you're telling the bidet story, I'm just thinking where I know a lot of insurance is tied to coding. So like, where's that code?
That's correct.
Where's that code in Medicare? Where's that code in Medicaid? Where is it in insurance? And it's probably not existent, I would imagine.
It's not. It's not.
And
that's the nice thing about the program. We're not bound by that.
Right. And just, I mean, again, I don't want to make it toilet humor or anything, but like, you think about this person who needed, and kudos to you, and, having that skill set and being able to help that person. But think about yourself. If that was your day and you need that in your life and you're unable to get it, like, it would be pretty rough going. So Thank you for helping that person in our community. Again, I don't want you to, we're not going to ask which county or anything. I don't want you to break any rules. But just like they're our neighbor. They're maybe your neighbor. They're our neighbor. They could be Shauna and Marie's neighbor. It doesn't matter. They're our neighbor here in our county, and UDS was able to help. And that's just so awesome. And there's so many of those stories. Again, like I would imagine like the fridge widget to get the fridge open. Again, no code exists. So thank you to UD Services, United Disabilities Services, for plugging that hole and filling in the gap and the void in our society. It's really great.
The fridge widget.
Fridge widget.
Fridge widget.
Fridge widget. Is that what?
Yeah.
Are we going to hashtag trademark that? Is that what we're going to do? Okay.
New project.
I like that. Yeah.
There you go. It would be marketed very well, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So what's the next step for the Capable program? You got it off the ground. You're in a few counties now. What's the rest of the year and 2025 and beyond look like for the Capable program?
We hope to get bigger. Obviously, we are just the two of us. So as we're hoping that we can have more and more people to help in our communities and expand to where we're able to, and also have other OTs and RNs on our team to help with that. One thing as part of the criteria is that somebody has to be cognitively intact. So they have to be able to help make goals and things. But we know there's a huge population of people who are at home who are not cognitively intact, and their caregivers need support. So we hope to expand in that regard as well, just to help people age safely in their homes as well. So those are our big goals over the next couple of years, is just to expand and be more inclusive of even that aging population with cognitive disabilities as well.
And to meet those goals, what do you need in order to meet those goals? Is it additional funding or other help from the community? What is it?
All of the above. So funding is obviously a thing. We are a grant-driven organization. So we are a nonprofit. So the program is completely paid for by UD Services, and then grants that we have gotten just specifically for the program. So grants help. Any kind of funding would be appreciated. We're working on payer sources, but insurance has red tapes and all of that fun games. So we're dealing with that, and then just getting the program out there. We are very passionate about the program. We see a huge fit for it for our community. We're trying to share the word, spread it for everybody so they know it's available.
Yeah. I would imagine we have on the screen a giving link, udservices.org/give. And I imagine at that page, people could donate money. Is that right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one way we can get involved. We often talk here on the show, time, talent, and treasure. So donations would be treasure. Talents, Shauna, you said about grants. I would love, as a result of our show, I know this is the thing. There are professional grant writers. I know that's a career path people can have. I would love if we at some point got back that a professional grant writer in our community saw one of our guests, maybe UDS, and said, you know what? I love what they do. I'm going to donate some of my time as a grant writer to UDS to get more grants. Like that would take the big guy's heart, like on the Grinch. Not that I'm a Grinch, but it would expand it.
Sizes bigger.
Right? Like that would be awesome to me to have inspired somebody who is talented at grant writing, because I know it's a whole process. And you have for every one grant, right? There's hundreds, or maybe at a federal level,
minimum.
thousands competing.
Mm-hmm.
So speaking it into existence, Lancaster County and surrounding area, if you're a grant writer, there's your talent you can donate. What about the time aspect? If people have time to give UD services, how can that work? Can it work?
It definitely can.
It can.
Yeah.
And again, this is not specific just to the Capable program, but they can certainly help support. I know a lot of our different programs, our service dogs, we do have a football tournament that they do.
The Challenger football.
The Challenger football tournament that I'm messing up my words here. But we do get a lot of volunteers. I know the directors of our other programs, they do put out resources, activities that we're doing. We have our annual gala. We have a gift wrap booth over at Park City Mall around Christmas time. So there's a lot that people can do to volunteer and to donate their time to support UDS.
And I believe you just wrapped up a golf tournament, right?
Yes, we did just wrap that up last week, I believe.
Yeah, I think Friday and Saturday.
Do you know how much money you raised, or what the result of it was?
I don't know if it's in yet.
I don't know if those, they're not quite in yet.
That's great.
Not that we know of. They're probably still figuring out the tallies at this point since it just happened.
Yeah, it
but
looks
we were
like
sold out, so that means
sold out.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah, very good, very good. I kind of had to smile at the gift wrap booth. So in the talent equation, I have no talent in the gift wrap booth. Quite honestly, from a personal perspective, I see not a lot of value in wrapping presents because you just rip it off anyway. And the funny thing is,
you are the Grinch.
You are
the Grinch.
Look, I like giving. I just don't see. You know me. I'm to the point. Let's get moving.
Right. Why put this piece of paper on this thing when you're just going to
needless obstacles in the way, right? And so I would not be somebody that would be a good talent person at the booth, because I just take the gift, throw out the sheet of wrapping paper, bundle it up, and be like, "Here you go."
But maybe you could come have us wrap your presents for you. Then you don't have to do it.
Yeah.
That's what I need to do.
Different ways to participate.
Yeah, I can do that this year instead of the old school. Let's get the gift bag out and throw some tissue paper on top.
There you go.
There's a time and place for gift bags, though. Some of those things are hard to wrap, so they have a time and place.
That's true.
Yeah. But yes, I can bring gifts to right across the street at Park City Mall. Right. We can bring gifts there.
Yeah.
So, yep.
Is there anything else? We're kind of coming. I mean, it's already 40 minutes in. I can't believe it. Anything else you'd like to share about United Disability Services or the Capable program? Here's your opportunity.
I think just call us. We're
Yeah.
here. Anything you might need, our resource center, like I said, can help with a lot of things. Plus, call for the Capable program. We really want this program to take off and serve our community and beyond our community. So we think that there's a lot of value here, and we're very grateful that we're able to bring it to our area after Johns Hopkins developed it. So.
Yeah, and I'll also share too, coming from a nursing home background, I think my passion for this program is to simply share that a lot of the older adults that I've met, a lot of the aging population that I've met in my nursing career, a lot of them have shared that they would rather die in their home than to be put into a nursing home where they either have a roommate or they're roommates with someone that's a stranger that they don't recognize. So with this program, I will share that that's one of the key gifts that we've given people, that ability to still remain in their homes. So like Shauna mentioned earlier, we would hope to eventually expand it to the dementia population. That's the hope. But that's it. That's all that I'd like to share. That there's so much to give through this program.
Yeah, there's a lot of dignity in what you just shared there about
Correct.
wrapping up your life in your home, especially with, like, if the big goal is to get into the dementia aspect of things. You know, unfamiliar surroundings only exacerbates the issues there. I know my grandmother, at the end of her time, that was a very rough part of it. So yeah, just kudos to you for that goal. And I really hope you can get there. And in some small way, if our show's a part of that, that would just be fantastic. Again, the Grinch's heart goes this big and then gets a little smaller because I don't like wrapping paper.
Still in that positive, though.
Still in the positive. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, yeah.
Thank you both for being on the show, sharing about UDS and the Capable program. It's a fantastic program that got put together, like you said, by Johns Hopkins, that is now available in Lancaster and some of the surrounding communities. Anybody that wants to learn more about the Capable program, udservices.org/capable, I believe, right?
You got it.
Thank you, Chris, for putting that up. Have time for a few more questions? Connection cocktail time?
Sure.
Absolutely.
Just to get to know our guests a little bit better?
They all say sure, absolutely, but they really have no idea what's happening. Right now.
Yeah. Maybe I'll plead the fifth on that when we get to the questions. I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's a smart answer. I like that. Well, I'll kick it off. For both of you, and this could be different, it could be something you do together, but what is your favorite thing to do in Lancaster?
I like to eat. I love to visit different restaurants. So I have a little one. My daughter and I love to go to different restaurants during the weekends, even the weekdays too. We have a few diners that we frequent. But yes, we do enjoy eating and visiting different restaurants in Lancaster, PA.
All right. Well, you can't answer that way without giving us a restaurant recommendation.
Which is your favorite?
You got to pick one.
All right. It's hard to just pick one because there's just different meals I like at different places. I will share that our most recent is the Night and Day Diner in Lidditz.
Okay.
We go there often.
Yep.
Yes. So that I'll just give that one for now.
Very good. Shauna, what do you like to do in Lancaster?
So I also have little ones. So we like to do anything outside. We like to go to Longs Park. My kids like the ducks and walking through there. My 9-year-old recently decided that she likes to hike. So she and my husband got lost up in Gretna. So that was a fun conversation that we had. But just anything outside. We like to ride bike, go for walks, and enjoy. Like we like to walk down to the city and Longs Park and all that fun stuff.
That's great. Yeah, there's no shortage of things to do outside around here.
Right. That's right.
Do you each have an annual event that you like to do? Or go to attend?
Yeah,
that's a stumper.
That's a tough one.
I mean, on my family vacation every year over July 4th, we go to Ocean City, Maryland. We love that.
Okay.
We love being down there for that and the shopping and fireworks.
I probably just say the fireworks. I like to just find different places during that whole week of 4th of July. We would go to just different places and look at the fireworks. We were actually at the Barnstormer Stadium this year, so we're looking forward to the next event next year.
Yeah, awesome.
Very good. I was hoping you'd be selfish and say the UDS golf outing. That's a great
Or
one.
the
They're
gala.
good. They're good too.
I'm looking forward to the gala next year for sure.
It's totally okay to be selfish in that regard.
Okay.
All right,
Okay.
last question. When you offend friend, oh, I can't speak now. What part of Lancaster do you impart on family and friends when they come in from out of town?
Oh,
That's a good one.
that's a very good one. I would say Lancaster City for me. That's especially downtown. The history that's downtown. The new builds, the older buildings, the views. My family, they're very big on views. I've taken a lot of friends to the White Cliffs of Kenoi. I believe that's down in Columbia. Very, very the scenery. So everywhere there's a great view, I take my friends and family there.
That's awesome.
Great answer.
I always tell people about like Hershey Park and Gretna, all those areas. I live in Mannheim, so we're kind of closer to that area. So we like to go to Gretna, and I always tell people if you want a good hike that's not too strenuous but has some pretty views, that's a good option. And then Hershey Park, my 2 kids love it, so we go there often.
That's awesome.
Very good.
Yeah, we're kind of spoiled with such a great amusement park just down the road.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because there's Dorney Park too in Southern Lancaster. There's a couple options.
Yeah, that's true.
And of
I'm
course you
partial
have
to
Dutch Wonderland.
Oh, that's what I meant to say. That's what I meant, Dutch Wonderland.
Dutch Wonderland, yeah.
I'm partial to the ride where you go through the chocolate factory and then you come out and you get a piece of candy. That's my favorite.
The free chocolate is the nice part.
Go figure. Yeah, go figure. Well, ladies, this has been a lot of fun. Really, though, thank you. Thank you for all you're doing and the way you're leading the way with your careers, coming in and giving those talents to people that need it the most at UDS, filling that gap in society for people that can age in place with the Capable program. You go to udservices.org/capable. You'll see if what they offer is a fit for what you need. If not, please call them 888-837-4235. And either Shauna or Marie or someone at the Resource Center will be able to point you in the right direction to be able to help out. If you'd like to give, udservices.org/give. And on the site, if there's time, if you have time to donate and you want to volunteer, there's a volunteer link there as well. So please, as a result of this show, go there if you feel compelled. We'd love to know that you did that. Let us know. And we'd love to report that back here on the show. Ladies, thank you so much for your time here with us on
Thank you.
Thank you.
It's great to talk to you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
thank
great meeting you both.
Yeah, we appreciate you very much. Thank you.
Have a great day.
Thank you.
Bye.
Love telling those stories here in our community.
That's awesome.
It's good. The bidet story is a great one. That's like, you just don't know that all of your schooling, your talents are going to come down to that moment. But I would imagine for Marie, and I'm sure Shauna has them too, like you say yes and you apply it, and it's like the best moment. So it's just fantastic.
That's cool.
Just fantastic. So yeah, I know we've had times like that here at the store where you never know who walks in, but they walk in with a problem and we are able to find a way to say yes. And we have that solution and then we make their lives better.
Yep.
That's a good thing.
It feels good to be able to kind of go the extra step to make somebody feel. Yep.
Exactly. So maybe your testimonial ties into that. I don't know. I don't know what you have, but you have one.
It's always a secret. Handwritten testimonial received recently from Mike here in Lancaster. Couple of comments from his sheet here, referencing his salesperson, Drew. Drew was really the best. He loved our process on helping him find the right mattress. But what I wanted to highlight here, how was the overall experience, and would refer gardeners to others. 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10. But the added gifts made us feel valued and appreciated. And I already told multiple friends about gardeners. So to reference what he's talking about there, we not only not gift a mattress, we provide the mattress in the home, deliver, set it up, all of that. So we're providing a great night's sleep, which we think is a gift, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then we send out actual gifts
We
in
do.
the mail. A couple of brownies. We chocolate covered pretzels. We just switched to
gummy bears
because we found that the pretzels were melting.
And admittedly, I ate the melty pretzels, and I think it made my tummy hurt a little bit.
We don't want to make anybody sick.
Yeah.
But that's what Mike is referencing here. So love on our customers, make them feel appreciated.
Yes.
And he appreciated that we appreciate him as a customer. So thank you, Mike, for your kind words. And, of course, your business here at Gardeners Mattress and More.
Yeah. Well, and that's what makes us unique here at Gardeners. And we'll probably be talking about this more and more as time goes along. We have a big national competitor moving into town just down the street. That investment in our customers is important to us. And we feel our customers appreciate it. They see it, they know it, they do feel appreciated. But it's more than just the treats. It's in the experience. It's in the equipment we have to take care of your home. It's funny. Somebody will invest, $5,000, $4,000, $1,500, $8,000, whatever the spectrum is, in a wonderful new mattress. But then they'll rave about this little footwear dispenser, the protective shoe covering dispenser we have that our guys put on the porch. And it was a $300 investment on our part, but it makes for a great experience. The customers talk about it. You see, we are caring for your home in a way unlike anyone else. But it also helps our employees tremendously on the truck. You do more delivery than I do. And imagine bending down, holding a mattress and trying to put a plastic shoe cover on your foot. It's difficult, right? And difficulty creates an obstacle, and that obstacle then lets down the customer experience, right? And so to my point about wrapping paper, and I like to remove obstacles, that's the kind of experience we invest in. Sorry, I almost just poked you in the face with my pen.
I didn't even notice.
There's an obstacle. Got to take that away. But that's where we invest in you, our customer. These divider walls you see behind us helps make the showroom line up really nice and neat. But then there's a little panel in between that helps keep them up, but it also gives a little semi-private testing experience. And that was an investment. The aromatherapy is an investment. The coffee candy bar is an investment. We're always investing in our customers and in your experience with us. And that's a major point of differentiation when you're here with us at Gardeners. And the show is also a point of differentiation. We spend often 40, 45, 50 minutes talking about our community and a few minutes about what we do. We believe investing in our community is important. So we will continue to do that. My sleep better tip, I said, ties back to seasons changing. Like windows open, right? That temperature in the room, a cool breeze, a fan, creating that environment is so nice to have. It can really help enhance sleep. I was talking on Facebook with a connection. I will say a friend, a connection first, growing into friendship. Mike Aguilera, who grew Blue Ribbon HVAC in New Jersey to a massive company. And he asked me, what mattress is best? And it's such a loaded question because there's so much that happens on the mattress, around the mattress, in the bedroom. And a great mattress can be undone with a bad environment. So temperature in the bedroom is important. That fan can be important. Maybe some sounds can be important. A white noise machine, a device that does rain at night, or you get it au naturel. Open the window, hear the crickets, hear the wind. It can be very calming and add to a wonderful night's sleep. So we'll send you sleep better tips like that and more with our book, Sleep Better. And you go to gardenersmattressandmore.com/sleep-better to get the book. And we have that link with every show. So it's there too. Yeah. So that's my sleep better tip.
That's a good one.
Okay. It is. And I think that's our show.
I think it's the show, yeah.
It's a good show.
Great show.
Loved Shauna and Marie and all they're doing. Continue to bring great people like that. We should call out, though, if you have a charity or a business that's giving back to our community and making our community better. Little shout out, I made connection with the owners of Tobias Frog. And they're big on supporting their local school district's education foundation down there in Penn Manor School District.
Okay.
So they'll be on the show here soon. But we'd love to have you on the show. You go to lancasterconnects.com/guest if you can show us and talk about how you're helping the community. That's the barrier of entry.
We should do the show from Tobias Frog over lunch.
That would be tasty.
We always talk about when we have food episodes or, highlights of, we never have the food.
It's never fair to just show the pictures. We have to taste the pictures.
Right. I don't know. Could be something.
It could be. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
All right. More to come on that one.
Yeah.
In the meantime, though, tune in every week. Share the show. We'd love for you to do that. If you see one of our reels, share that out. Give us a comment. It helps get the show to the top of everything, gets it seen more. And honestly, you can help your neighbors out. Maybe your neighbor needs to see the UDS show. Maybe your neighbor needs to see a show from the past from Help the Fight or any of our shows. Please share it. We'd love for you to do that. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next week on Lancaster Connects.